So let's talk about the Federal Reserve. So those of you that are in the United States and those of you that have money, that need money to do things, I'm sure you're aware that we've had some banking issues over the last couple of weeks and that the Federal Reserve is meeting this coming week to discuss what they're going to do about interest rates. What they decide to do is going to have a profound effect on the banking system. If they raise interest rates, we could see other banks that are going to go under. The reason for this, and this is very, very basic. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just a tarot reading, but I do want to explain a little bit. So there were some restrictions that were taken off banks. I think it was during the pandemic or just prior to the pandemic. It was to support local banks, smaller local banks. They did not have to keep 10% of the deposits that people like you and I put into the bank or small businesses put into the bank. They could use 100% of your deposit to go invest. So they could invest at risky investments, not so risky, sound investments, fast investments, low investments, those sorts of things. But they didn't have to keep the 10% in there. So when the government raises the interest rate, what happens is sometimes that will eclipse the money that these smaller banks will make. So with the situation with these larger banks, and again, this is like I'm scratching the surface. I'm not a financial person. I'm not a financial professional anyway. So what would happen was when those interest rates go up, it creates a vacuum in the actual monies that they have. And a lot of these banks will invest that 100% and not maintain the 10% that they historically had to have. Now there's a lot of blaming, like some people are blaming 45, some are blaming 46 for not rolling it back. 45 was the one who enacted this. But some are blaming 46 for not rolling it back when he did all those EOs at the beginning of his term. Nonetheless, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who did it. What matters is that we're in the situation that we're in. So what we want to do, the Federal Reserve is meeting. What we want to do in this reading is we want to see what the Federal Reserve is going to do. So we got some cards. Hopefully they're going to show us the way. So as always, if it's your first time here, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you stick around. Please like, share, and subscribe. And if you are a regular, thank you so much for being here. Love each and every one of you. It's my favorite part of the day. And I'm so glad that you're all part of the community that I have created. So let's take a look at this. Ooh. So let's see. There's got to be like a 3-option thing. So let's see if they raise interest rates. We're going to look at that first. And then let's see if they keep interest rates the same, like what the outcome is going to be. So let's see if they raise interest rates. What is the effect going to be on the stability of our banking system? If the Federal Reserve decides to raise the interest rates, what is the effect going to be? They're going to be out of control. We're going to have it's going to be like a hydra. We're going to be battling a hydra. And we're going to see more stuff coming up. Oh, it's not going to be good. So raising the interest rates is going to be the beginning of a slow fall of the House of Cards. And that's our death card down here. Death card under the surface. This is what runs through our blood. So if we decide to raise those interest rates, what's going to happen is exactly what I just said. There's going to be this vacuum of financing because the interest rate is not going to match the deposits. So it's going to be a problem. This is a way of really lopping the head off the snake, but then the hydra occurs here. So, you know, with I should just say a hydra, because when you cut a head off a hydra, another one pops out. So it looks like we're going to have forces that are all going to be trying to save their own skin. They're all going to be working against each other. There's going to be a lot of shadiness, a lot of sneakiness going on here. The effort is to preserve, and I've got a great big hair there. Sorry about that, guys. The effort is going to be to preserve the banking system, to try and restore the banking system to what it was. This is to no avail. It's not going to work, because they're going to discover that there are other things that are going to come up. So it's almost like when you have a poor foundation. I'm not saying that our financial system is a poor foundation, but when you have a poor foundation on a house, you know, you start doing another addition on it, you may see things starting to fall down, and those kinds of, your windows start to get crooked. They're going to figure out that there are other things that are going to start failing. So this is like, you know, the body has, the organs are failing one after another. So this is if we raise interest rates. So how is it going to affect people like you and I? How's it going to affect people like you and I, regular people, you know, regular money in the bank? We're not talking, you know, millions of dollars, talking regular people. I think most of us are living check to check. This is not going to save us. We'll have a little bit in hand. We're not going to be happy. But there may be a way to crawl back from this. You know, it's almost like we're going to know the beast that we're dealing with. It's like, all right, so this is what's happening now. So we're in this situation. So we're bartering. We're, you know, if you have cash on hand, I guess that'll work. But you know, I think the last 3 years have prepared us well to just not have cash in hand for a few minutes. So there we go. That's how that's going to affect us. So be warned. Let's see what happens. How much time do we have on this? How fast is this going to happen? That death card suggests that it's going to be a bit slower of a change. Let's see what we got here. So the recovery plan, it's going to be, you know, kind of a slow kind of stop period. Like, you know, they said, you know, 2 weeks to slow the spread, that kind of thing. It's going to be like a slow stop period. And then they're going to come in with this new plan and say, let's do this. This is what we're doing. Is that going to work? People aren't going to like it. No one likes change. Who likes change? I don't like change. No one's really going to be fond of this. But that's if they raise the interest rates. Let's see what, I'm really curious to watch this next week, because I want to see if I get this right. What happens if they keep interest rates the same? What's going to happen? It's like a what if reading. I didn't even realize that it's a what if reading. What if they keep interest rates the same? Oof. Honestly, if they keep interest rates the same, it looks like a much slower approach to some kind of recovery. It's almost like we're delaying the inevitable. In my opinion, it's, you know, do or die right now. Otherwise, it's going to happen and we won't have control over it. If we keep interest rates the same, we'll see the same kind of cataclysmic event, but it's going to be, you know, not as manageable, if that makes sense. So looks like we're going to see more things happen at the beginning if they don't. So essentially, if they don't raise the interest rates, I think we're going to see more Failures happen immediately, but if they do raise that interest rate, I think we're going to see more system failures as we go along, and then they can deal with those one at a time. But if they don't raise the interest rates, we're going to see it all at once, like in our face, and happening without any ability to control it. So this is like a dam. They're like trying to put a dam up and kind of let some of the pressure off here and there. So are they, do they have our best interest in mind? Oh. Yeah, we're just kind of all, we're all in the same boat. We're all in the same boat. They're trying. They're trying to save it. So, you know, this is what levels the playing field for all men, women, and etc. So it's really where we're at. So not the best reading. Sorry, guys, but we'll see later in the week. Again, I said with the 45 situation, if something comes up, maybe I'll do a pop-up live breaking news kind of thing if we see this. So I think they're meeting on the 21st. So I think Tuesday they're going to be meeting. So I'll put this video up, I think, tomorrow. So you guys can enjoy, see what happens. So hope you're all having a great day. As always, thank you for being here. And if you want your own magical reading, in the description down below, you can schedule your own magical reading with me. Hope you guys are having a great